you mentioned that you moved here with your family from Long Island 35 years ago. What did you think of the community and I guess the Jewish community here when you first got here? You hadn't been to, I don't think you had even heard of Youngstown, is that right?
Never heard of Youngstown, Ohio. I'm sure in 1972, when I was 14 years old, I believe that Route 80 was finished at that time. We drove across country. We did the southern route going west, and we took the northern route coming back, and I'm sure we passed Youngstown, Ohio, but I don't remember Youngstown, Ohio. I interviewed here by Sam Cooperman. Sam Cooperman, my predecessor, he changed the direction of my life, and my wife and I, after our son was born, he was about a year old when we moved here, and we knew that we probably could never afford a house in an area that we felt comfortable, and that we had visited my in-laws down in Greenville, South Carolina. They had been relocated. My father-in-law worked for Michelin. So about 9 months after they moved, we went to visit them. And on the way back, we said, wow, life is nice outside of the hustle and bustle of New York.
Yeah.
So we moved here. My Jewish community, people may think there's a lot of Jews who live on Long Island. Not where I lived. Not where I lived. So my existence...
There were more here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where I lived, there were like 25 Jewish kids in my high school. My high school had, in my class alone, my graduating class alone, was 1,600.
Wow.
So it was 25 Jewish kids. So there weren't a lot of Jewish kids. And so my existence was my temple. That was it. Small temple. You come here, you got 4 or 5 temples. You have the JCC and all the activities here, nursing home and assisted living. Actually, we have a Jewish day school now that I'm just so proud of. I actually oversee that as well too, even though I am not an educator. I'm married to an educator, but I'm not an educator. Akiva Academy. It started in 1985 in September, and so we came 2 months later. So it started up here on the second floor of the JCC as kindergarten and first grade, and it had probably 14 kids. The next year they added 2 grades, second and third, and my wife started teaching. So she was the 3rd grade secular teacher. She eventually became the computer and music teacher as well as being the secular teacher. And then 21 years ago, she got a position in Liberty, and she's been teaching kindergarten in Liberty.
How many students in Akiva now?
Akiva has 154 children. It is now kindergarten through 8th grade. It was through the 90s and early 2000, maybe up to 2010, it was through 6th grade. And we recognize we're losing kids because the middle schools start at 5th grade in this area. So we had to go up to 8th grade. So now we have 154 kids, and I will shock you, 20 are Jewish. Should not surprise you in everything else I've talked about our agencies, because we're open to a lot of non-Jewish people, that anybody can come.
Why do people send their children there?
They value the Jewish customs, the education you get here, and the fact is that we have wonderful teachers, we have great administrators, and also the enrichment that we have here as well too. How many schools that do kids in gym get to swim? How many private schools have a gym, have an outdoor place for the kids to be? So there's a lot that we do that is appealing. And again, if you have a child in Akiva, maybe you have a younger child in our early childhood program, preschool or infant and toddler care as well too. So you drop your kids off at 7 in the morning, you pick them up at 6, and we do everything for your kids. In fact, right now, as part of our preschool and infant toddler, if your child is 6 months of age and older, they're learning how to swim.
That's great.
It's just, it's fabulous. So we have a lot of enrichment. We have a new, the Paul and Yetta Glock School of Visual Arts. So the kids are getting, we have a teacher who is unbelievable. She has a master's in fine arts. She is offering classes for all the children here who have memberships at the JCC, adults as well, classes, virtual classes as well too. She's actually teaching in our day school as well too, in our kindergarten. every day for I think an hour and a half. So there's a lot of enrichment that our Akiva Academy has because of everything else that the JCC offers.
Well, in addition to that, and we've seen now the expansion to the Logan campus with the swimming pool there, and you just had a renovation of the swimming pool here, correct?
Yep.
And I guess, what are you most proud of after being here 35 years?
There's a bunch of things I'm most proud of. I'm proud of the fact that the leadership has allowed me the ability to grow and trusted me. And now that I head this agency, I have a wonderful staff that I work with, wonderful volunteers, and that's not a given. That's not a given. I'm most proud of a number of things. One is the amount of work that we've done on Holocaust education. And because of anti-Semitism, it kind of goes hand in hand. And the truth is, this is about all people. And so we have a strong program of Holocaust education in the schools. We have a Holocaust educational specialist. His name is Jesse McLean. He's a retired school teacher, English school teacher from Boardman. He's not Jewish. He is a wonderful teacher, and he goes out to schools and presents about the Holocaust. We had the things I'm most proud of. Back in the late 80s, we had 2 teacher conferences on the Holocaust. And the first conference, we had 130 teachers attend, of which covered like 30 different school districts. It was the first time many of these teachers ever really had opportunities to get some curriculum. And to me, the most special thing, almost in my entire job here, is a gentleman of blessed memory, Bill Vey. Bill Vey was a Holocaust survivor. Like most survivors, really didn't talk about his stories. So we had about 15 survivors there that day, and each of them was sitting at lunch with a table of teachers. So at the end of lunch, we were starting an afternoon session. And I couldn't get Bill to stop talking, and the teachers were just riveted as to what he was saying. So he finally finished, and the teachers went on to the next session. And I said, Bill, your story is captivating. Have you ever thought about sharing it with schools and churches and community organizations? He said, no. He said, would you like to? He said, I guess so. So for the next 25 years, Bill shared his story with no notes, shared his story. And I have to say, it's at least 500,000 children, teachers, adults heard him. And that has really helped us in educating the community about Holocaust education.
Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And also make sure to connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. For all of your business news, visit businessjournaldaily.com. For all of your arts and entertainment news, go to afterhoursyoungstown.com.
Built for the 21st century American workforce, Eastern Gateway Community College has 2 campuses and is a national leader in online learning. EGCC.edu is a digital gateway where 30,000 students are quickly transforming their financial futures through degrees, certificates, transferable credits, and higher paying jobs. And now, residents of the Mahoning Valley can enroll in summer classes for free. It's the EGCC Summer Guarantee. Eastern Gateway. America's new workforce starts here.